Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, TAMI Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello. Welcome back. Let me just make this a little bit further away. Welcome back to our show. I don't know where I like it. Sorry. I'm getting in the perfect spot here. Okay. Welcome back. I think I want it to be a little bit closer to me. Let's just figure it out already. There. All right. We have got a very interesting show today. Stop wiggling, camera. All right, make sure everything's recording. I want to welcome you to this show that they're calling the next 10 days. You know, I didn't even look. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Interesting. 9, 10. Okay. So let's get settled in before I jump right into all the juicy goodness. We might have a little bit of a longer show today. We're going to do a little bit of work right here, face to face, and then we're going to flip around to the reading table and pull out some cards. And see what the cards have to say about what's going on as well. If you're new here, settle in and just relax. Grab yourself something to drink, get into your favorite space, be it a meditation space or an outdoor space or whatever. One day I'll film outdoors. It's very interesting weather around here. It's just not always conducive to filming outside. Today there's really big thunderstorms coming, so we'll see. Well, there were some this morning. I just saw 144. There were some this morning, and kind of woke me up with like a giant clap of thunder. And I just feel like, have I ever lived in a 2-story house before? In this lifetime, I've never lived in a 2-story house. Oh yes, I have. But for whatever reason, this one feels like it's just like right under all the elements. And so I felt like the storm was like right on top. In essence, it kind of was. The storm was like right on top of the house. For those of you that are returning, as always, my lovely TLC for the Soul family and friends, I love you so much, and I thank you for being here with me on this journey. Many of you have been here from the beginning or thereabouts. This show has been around in various places and spaces for the past 4 years, going on 5 now, and I'm just glad that you're joining me in this sacred space. I'm surrounded by dragons today. They're everywhere I look. I see dragons. But this show is not necessarily about dragons, but that energy is starting to come in and build for us. So let's take care of a couple of little housekeeping items, not necessarily housekeeping items, but things that I want to show you as part of the TLC for the Soul family. Some of you have reached out and said, you're kind of excited about some of these things coming up. So here's kind of the breakdown. What we're going to do, I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of housekeeping. We're going to clear the energy, and we're going to get started with what's going on over this next 10 days. So I am recording this on the very beneficent full moon in Sagittarius in June. So today is the 14th of June 2020. This you could treat as a timeless episode as well, no matter when you come upon this, the next 10 days for you. When you find this message, it could be very, very important. It's a very auspicious time. So if you're looking at this when it drops, we're talking about the time between June 14th and June 24th, which is several days after the solstice, summer solstice here in the northern hemisphere and the winter one in the southern hemisphere. So let me get us all cozy and in sacred space. I want you to join me here at TLC for the Soul HQ in the studio. So find a space to just chill for a moment. I like these to kind of feel like they're a little bit relaxing. As part of every show, as part of all the work I do, things happen behind the scenes that you may not be aware of when you tune in. You could be getting downloads of information, activations, healing, whatever it is that you most need in this now. If your intention is to receive it, then if you believe, you will receive. So there's many guides here supporting this show as I'm going to bring them in now, wrapping all of us in love light and light love, and inviting in the guides who overlight this show. Not that they have to be invited because they're always here for me. Thank you for your support. But it just makes it official. Do you feel like you're in this sacred circle with me and these guides? Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, dragons here to support us. I want to ask the guides that are here to help me stay focused on the topic of this particular show, which is the next 10 days. Let's go ahead and light a little bit of incense, and then I'll share my couple of little updates with you. So I've been working, as you can see, we have like an upgraded environment. Many of the things that I haven't had for a while I was on this kind of hermit journey, many of my sacred tools were in storage, and I brought these back, and this desk, which is, I don't like to attach necessarily to physical things, but a lot of these things I purchased right before I went through this shaman's death thing are like some of my most favorite things ever, like that kind of following me. So I love this desk. I found it. It's like etched with all these different things. This one says dream big. Kind of up here, there's a star. You can't probably see it all. And then I don't know what this other one says. We'll look at it in a moment, but we've got the drum. We've got crystals that I haven't played with in such a long time. Whew, and it is getting really, I'm having like intense heat wash over me right now. Who's watching right now? Okay, whoever's watching me right now, whew, all right. But the hot, my face is getting red. Okay, and I'm getting into like a giddy energy. So as I was getting downloads, so whenever I'm going to do a show, right before I do it, like the morning of or whatever, I start to get downloads of kind of maybe even days before what I'm going to talk about. I might have to turn the fan this way. And dragons were coming up, but I saw portents of wishes fulfilled. So I was looking at something, and it was just, I don't know what it was just something, but it looked like a wishbone, you know, like from the chicken, the wishbone. And I'm not just kind of saying this. So this morning I did my meditation with Master Ko, and in the Buddhist tradition, I saw 3 dots again this morning for those of you that are my 3 dots people, where we've been working with the energy of the Lion's Gate and working with the 3 doors from the 3 keys of last season, last Lionsgate season, when we worked and we did a scavenger hunt with 3 keys. Now we're working with 3 doors, and the second door kind of opened on the 6/6 portal, but it really, truly, like fully opened like on this full moon. And some of you may not exactly be feeling it yet, but over the next 10 days, this whole wishes granted kind of thing is going to start to play out. And it's not just, big chills. It's not just in my field. Although, hey, I'm waiting for some big wishes to be granted. It's not just in my field. I've been like cross-watching readings for other astrology signs and just maybe other topics that I wouldn't necessarily. And this message is coming up very largely for the collective. A wishes granted, wishes fulfilled, and a big raising of the consciousness and the vibe on the planet over the past, more chills for me is confirmation. If you're not familiar with my work, when the guides ping me with chills in my body, it's a big confirmation, a big yes to what's being shared, because I'm kind of letting my higher self, I pretty much do this anyway, but the higher self and the guides channel through me. This is the element of water incense. We've got all the 5 elements in this little incense. Where did these come from? Oh, I got these in Mother's. I got these in California, but these are made in Japan. These are Nippon Kodo since 1575. All right. The aroma element of water. I guess I should just show you and not the wall. The element, it's because the light's weird. Element of water, aroma of green mist, ice water, and musk note. Powerfully soothing sensations touched by Iceland's majestic Dettifoss waterfall. Nice. I love these incenses. I love mothers. I don't know if that's, I think it's only a California thing. I'm up here in North Dakota, and we kind of joked when we moved up here, like, it's the Dakota way, like, because never mind, I'm not from here. We were just saying that, things that are done up here are done the Dakota way. Well, this stuff, a lot of stuff in me, the Lemurian in me is like, it's the California way, the Hawaii, I should be more Valley girl, right? It's the California way. It's the Hawaii way. Because there's a big feeling right now too of divine feminine energy, and when I plug into the divine feminine energy, it's always Lemuria for me, and Lemuria for me is always Hawaii and the California coast. And when I get big like influxes, I lived on the California coast for 3 years, like right on the coast, not right on the beach, but like half a mile away from the beach. I could see the beach from my house, up in the canyon. And whenever I get those memory, I think it make me emotional, memory feelings of the California coast, it's always Lemuria coming out. All right, we're cleansing with water. Sagittarius is a fire sign. There's many different, there's just a lot going on. Let's just stay focused on the next 10 days. You can ring my bell. I'm going to ring the bell here in a minute. Let's do a little bit of clearing. Even though it's kind of lighthearted, I do have to say the past few days leading up to this full moon, for those of you any of you watching, but mainly my advanced people watching, it was a hella moon. I'm sorry to say. Some very, very powerful, intense clearings happened over the past, I would say, since Saturday or Sunday. What's today? Tuesday. Saturday and Sunday, the energy started to build, and I was like, oh my God, do I have to go through this again? It was kind of closing out some stuff that happened maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Maybe it was the last full moon. I don't know what's happening. What started then kind of closed out over this past weekend was very intense. I mean, I swear yesterday I was like, am I losing my mind? I mean, I'm very, very grounded into my mental, emotional, physical, like the body. Like I know how to work with my energy, but I swear there was some moments yesterday I was like, I think I'm going to lose my mind. And I was like, I really had to ask my guides to support me, because I was like, I've got to get through these moments. And it was there I go with the very again, but it was very powerful initiations and tests over the past 2 or 3 days. And I asked the guides, I'm like, what the heck is happening here? And they said, it's your graduation. I'm going to get emotional. Yeah, it's your graduation. So my advanced people, I mean, pat yourself on the back. You did it. It was not easy. And I'm still feeling a little bit like I'm recovering from everything that happened. But it's obviously, we did this, like I went off a tangent with Master Co, but the past 3 moons have been very powerful in the Buddhist tradition. Last month in the Taurus season was the Wesak festival, which is what the Buddhists consider, and I guess energetically, is the most powerful full moon of the year. And it's a bringing in of the month prior to that. We spent our whole month like doing purification of our energy, and doing a lot of purification rituals and meditations to purify, to be able to receive all the blessings that came in with that full moon last month. There it was. That was the Wesak. That's when this whole thing started. And then today's full moon is the culmination, 3 dots, 3 moons. There's more about the 3 dots. The culmination, this Gemini, full moon in Gemini. I know it's Sagittarius full moon, but it's happening during the Gemini season. Is supposedly the releasing the bounty of blessings that came in for you during the last full moon. But to get there, you had to like really clean out again. It was like a massive clearing of some really deep crap. And we made it through that. Maybe a little bit war weary, a little bit of PTSD, like being cleared, but we did it. We're here now, and I think it was yesterday afternoon I could finally feel that all those lessons and stuff. It was kind of like there were some action steps I had to do. There was a lot about integrity being tested, a lot about yeah, a lot about integrity being tested. Like, okay, you say you're living from your heart space. You say you're living with mercy and compassion and divine love and all of those higher vibrational things. It's like, well, you say, it's like, can you walk that talk? And I think over the past few days, it was kind of like this initiation of, are you walking that talk? And I was put to the test in such a way, like, I was kind of very, very strongly pushed energetically to do some different things or to consider doing some different things. And it was just like energetic. I couldn't even do it. I was just like, my heart was just like, it was just like this push pull between like not even a right and a wrong, but like a higher vibration and a lower vibration. And it's like, I couldn't even go to the lower vibration anymore. It just felt so wrong in my soul. Yeah, this is it. It felt so wrong in my soul that I couldn't even do it. And that was the final test, because now to move forward into higher vibrational light soul missions, you have to be at a certain level of integrity. And this was like the biggest test, I swear. It was the biggest test, but apparently I did okay. And I guess you did too. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You'd probably be like, I don't know. I think everybody did okay in their own way. All right, there's a couple things to share. All right. Anything else I have to say about that? Oh, I want to ring the bell first, or I want to ring the bowl. Just let's do a tiny bit of clearing. The guides are here, specifically dragons. They are around. So when dragons come in, it's like more of a 3D type of a clearing that's needed right now. And, you know, we've got this water incense. Maybe I can stick it up here so we can see it burning. I've got this water incense. It's very humid today. Sorry, you know how it is with the hair touching. I just feel like the dragons are here to help us clear some of our 3D stuff and just even further prepare for things to materialize in the 3D that we've been wanting and wishing for. So you may be guided to like clean up or clear, or I don't know. It's gonna be different for all of you. My little pillow. What's on the bottom of this? I just love this. Oh, it's green. Oh, cute. Kind of sassy on one side and kind of soothing on the other side. Which side do you want to use? You want to use the soothing side. You want to use the soothing side. I'm going to put this on this, and this is like a so significant little Buddha. I know the light is not always conducive to seeing things. A little Buddha bowl. Let's just ring it a couple of times. Let's just clear the vibe a little bit more. But the guides are here to support you. If you want the dragons to come in, we've got Archangel Michael's royal blue and silver dragons to come in and help you with space clearing. We've got Thor's red, black, and gold dragons to help you push forward, activating your lower chakras, helping you get things done, no matter what that is, projects or just moving forward. We've got so many dragons. We've got some Lemurian fire dragons coming forward if you want to claim them to help you. That seems like gentle fire. Because Thor's dragons are like, they're just going to make, there's a lot of divine masculine energy there. Archangel Michael's dragons are more about purification, protection. These Lemurian fire dragons are very gentle. And we've got some Lyran. Golden dragons from Lyra. Can you have a feline dragon? Feline dragons? Just claim, if you want one, just claim one. I just saw 1911, so Archangel Michael here very strongly. Why is my voice all warbly? And my voice feels weird, right? It feels all, is it this bowl? We've got some in like Shakti energy, like very, I feel very holy, like to do that Indian mother singing, or I don't know what it's called. Okay, I don't want to get off too much off track. The overall point, there's support here if you want it. If you want to do some clearing during the show, and you can invite in any or all of those guides that are showing up to help you with whatever you need, whatever you're wanting to clear or manifest or do. The next 10 days is what we want to talk about next. I'm just ringing this bowl very, so this bowl is like a mother clear. If you want to ring it super loud, this bowl will clear your whole entire house. Use your sacred tools. Oh, hi. So cute. All right, so that we did a little bit more soothing. Let me handle these couple little things, because a couple of you were asking about that. Big announcements here. Okay, the big announcement for the channel is the TLC for the Soul Redbubble shop is open. I just want to show you just a tiny quick look at a couple of my favorite things. I've loaded up 3 designs there for this month. The links to all of this are in the show notes of this, show. I've got 2 collections going on. I've got here I'll show you. I've got a Loveland collection. So this is going to be beings and spirit friends and family from our Loveland Oracle / Tarot collection. This tarot deck is a work in progress. And then I've got a Bringers of the Light collection. So just some of my favorite things. I've been working with the spirit guides or whatever of lovebirds this month. So lovebirds, oh, it doesn't get very big. I don't want to do that. I want to get off of that other page. We've got lovebirds. What I like about Redbubble is they're ethically conscious. I've had a really good customer experience with them in the past. I had some TLC for the Soul merch many years ago, actually, and I went in, so the shop was still there, and I went in and changed all this stuff out. But what I like is you can put your design, and you can get a whole crap ton of different things. You can get your design on many different things, but I've specifically selected and chosen things that I thought you might be interested in, that I'm interested in too. Like I'm obviously going to get some of these things for myself. But this is a little pin of the lovebirds. Get a little bit closer. This is from our Loveland collection. This is one of my favorites. I do have to make this a little bit bigger. This is the Loveland Bunny Party Throw Pillow. This is Bring Out Your Best Self. So these are bunnies from our Loveland collection. I love Redbubble, the way that their pillows come out. I had a TLC for the Soul design one time on the pillow, and I ordered that. It's around here somewhere. I'll have to find it. But it comes in a tote bag. And I really love the little mug, but when I press the little mug, I guess they're out of stock with the little mugs. But I'm going to leave it there because at some point the little mugs will come back in stock. We've got t-shirts for that lovebirds. We've got art prints. We've got mugs. No, this mug. You can get it in a tall mug or a classic mug. I like this one the best. This is lovebirds. And then the other side says Love Conquers All. This is Bill and Melanie from Bill and Melanie, the Lovebirds. And the one last thing I want to show you, just quickly, is the Bringers of the Light collection. Bringers of the Light collection, we've got a throw pillow and a t-shirt, and I may at some point add that on. If you guys are interested, this place has got like cell phone covers and shower curtains and wall hangings and pillows and blankets, and I mean, we can put our designs pretty much on anything. You can kind of see over here: clothing, kids and babies, phone cases, stickers, wall art, home and living, stationery and office, pets, and accessories. Like, there's a whole bunch of choices. So if there's anything like you are interested in that's not, you can reach out to me and say, oh, I like this, maybe you could put it on that, and I will open that up because I have to activate it for different things. So anyway, that is the shop. If you're interested, 10% of everything that is earned here on the show goes to tithing. to help. I pick a different charity or charitable cause each month and donate to that. So all in the spirit of reciprocity and giving back. So thank you for your support. There's other ways to support the channel. You know, I've got a whole ton of different cards over on, why are they having me show all this? I don't want to do too much about this because I want to talk about the next 10 days. But we've got the, maybe just because I talk about it all the time, but I have never showed it. Over on the Game Crafter, I've got all the card decks. They're all available exclusively there. So if that's something you're interested in, what is that, 7? There's 7, but there's more out there than 7. I just haven't gotten them up there yet. The links for that are in the show notes. And then lastly, all of my books. So they're all available, like, we're going to look at one of them here in a minute. We're going to use these healing workbooks. So this is all the collection of my books on ebook form. They're all free to read. You can see you just have to go get. This is the Apple Books on my tablet. And I'm going to show you, we're going to show you here next how to, we're going to use Brighty Isle here in a minute. These are all my books. This is nonfiction, my first nonfiction channel. This is Eat Like a Lemurian. And we use these on the show all the time, but maybe it's just like not, you know, we haven't really come out and talked about them all. That's an old version of the Kyanite Fairy Wing cover. So you can get them through there, or you can get them through my publisher, which is Smashwords. Also the links to that. So this is Brighty Isle. We're going to use Brighty Isle here right now to talk about this next 10 days. So without further ado, so thank you for supporting the show. There's books, the paperbacks to any of these. Not all of them are on paperback, but Amazon and Barnes & Noble have the paperbacks, the cards you saw, and now the Redbubble shop. So thank you if you're interested in any of those things. We have many services too, so I can help you on your spiritual journey. All right, let me get focused on Brighty Isle in the next 10 days. All right. So I don't have the physical Brighty Isle book. I don't think it's on paperback yet. It's just on ebook. All the ebooks are free to read. And this is for any of you finding us through the books. I'm going to show you how to use these as healing workbooks. So Brighty Isle is one that we're being used as a workbook for working with forgiveness. And I've rearranged my website. I think I've published it too, just to show you. The website's really big, but there's a lot going on here. But there's a books, because some of you tell me, like, I'm not technically savvy. I don't really know what to do. And so that's why I think they're having me just show you. So anyway, so you can go to my website. The link is in my profile. I've got all these different things. There's the books. And then I've started to organize them by category for you, rather than just having, I think I just had a bunch of books out there that you could look at. Now these are what the guides we've popped in and worked together on, and we're talking about we can use these books for working with forgiveness. And in a little bit, I'm going to do a YouTube video and put it on here so you can see how we do this. But Brighty Isle is one of those among these other ones here. And so it sounds like forgiveness is a topic over the next 10 days as well. So I don't have the physical book, but we're going to intuitively choose a chapter from Brighty Isle. And what we do typically with those is, so you can do that too. If you have the book, or even if you have it on ebook form, you can kind of set your intention. I want to work with forgiveness, or just show me what I need to know now. Pick a book. Maybe you can, Spirit will help you intuitively select a book. And then I just kind of close my eyes and put my finger down. And that's what we read for teasing out some metaphors, in this case, for the next 10 days. So let me just, so they want me to stop at the top, and they want me to scroll 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? Are you saying, they're saying, oh no, chapter 4 is, all right, they want me to do chapter 4. All right, let me just be clear. Chapter 4, read the whole thing. Okay, so next 10 days, and this is where we ask you to put on your master ears and your master eyes. And some of you listen to the show kind of laying down or meditating. Some of you are more active. But I may point out things that you most need to know in this now for the next 10 days. You may hear other things that I'm not saying, or something could happen during the course of the show that I'm pointed to, or they point me to ask, have me pointed out to you. Just get going, right? All right. Chapter 4. So let's read this. Heavy storm warning. I see that. I'm like, what? So I am under a heavy storm warning today. There is some severe storms predicted, but let's just see where this goes. Heavy storm warning. So this is Abigail and Dakar. If you're not familiar with the Bringers of the Light series, this is the series of books I write. Abigail and Dakar, my divine counterparts, my soul flames. They live in an etheric town called Rockaway Point, up in the up off the coast of the United Kingdom. And this particular book, they are going on a picnic after being kind of indoors for all winter, and they were going like a little spring picnic. Dakar surprises Abigail with a picnic basket and a rowboat ride out to Brighty Isle, where some very special spirit friends and family await, and different things happen on this. And so this is chapter 4, heavy storm warning. Abigail. So listen, see what you hear that might pertain to your journey right now and over this next 10 days. Abigail pulled sandwiches out and started to take a drink from her carafe of coffee. Darn it, she had forgotten to put in the sugar. It was Dakar. He had her mind all in a tingle, if that was really a thing. And that's what I was feeling earlier when I told you it was getting really hot. My mind was just like, woo, I'm getting it all in a tingle. Dakar had Abigail's mind all in a tingle, if that was really a thing. She was just so happy to be with him again. He made her heart feel whole inside. Even though she knew she could make it on her own without him, she never wanted to try that. They were meant for each other, body and soul, and every time they were forced apart by the universe, she died a little inside. He was her person through and through. Dakar returned with the firewood and set up a beautiful fire circle, complete with the sacred tools he had brought along. Something had told him to bring the scythe. Wow. And his crossbow. Strange things for a small deserted isle, but he never doubted his internal guidance. And they're both plugged in, very telepathically connected. It had gotten him out of many a tight spot. Sandwich, Abigail said, handing him a vegan, I don't know if this even sounds good anymore. Abigail said, handing him a vegan tuna on rye. He didn't like it. I knew it. He didn't like it all that much. But he didn't want to tell her that often when she wasn't around, he still liked to eat meat. Oh my God, this is so funny. This has been coming up for me. It was just a part of who he was, but he knew how she was about the animals. There was some fear. All right, people watching. He reached out for the carafe of coffee and bilked at the sugarless drink. Bitter, he said. Not so much complaining about the lack of sugar, but wondering why this particular blend was so strong. I know, Abigail said, smiling. I was doing too many things at once again. I swear this is so much me. Abigail is so me. I was doing too many things at once again. She laughed at herself instead of beating herself up about it. They lay down on the blanket and looked up at the clouds. Abigail's phone notification sounded and she looked at the dark screen. I don't have very good reception out here, she said, frowning. This notification just came through from an hour ago. There's a severe storm warning offshore. It looks like we have a couple of hours to look around up here, and then we better get out, she said, placing the phone on the blanket and smiling up at him. Well, you know what this means, he said, slyly placing the tasteless vegan tuna down. We better get moving. He looked at her knowingly. What is that supposed to mean? She said, knowing, at least she thought she did, here we go. My God, why are we going back to this? What he was referring to. Naked hide and seek, he said, tagging her, and you're it. You're it. She laughed lightly, knowing how this game would end. All right, Hugh, she said, you better get going, she said, placing her hand over her eyes and starting the countdown. That's important. I'll give you to the count of 50, And then I'm looking for you." Dakar laughed as he made his way through the pines and towards a clearing on the other side. He wanted her to find him, and he had already decided what article of clothing he would remove first. As Abigail counted loudly, gray clouds loomed ominously offshore. The spirits of the isle had magic up their etheric sleeves. Oh my gosh. They were determined that their lord and lady would not go home tonight. Oh my God, I forgot all about that chapter. Holy smokes. I don't know why. I do, but I'm not going to say it. We've been getting a lot of relationship stuff lately coming up here on the show. And it's not just me manifesting something. I hope that is in my field. It's many people, because I'm telling you, as I'm cross-watching many readings, something is coming up, especially because of this Gemini thing with twins or soulmate energy, relationships popping off. I mean, this is not new. If you've been watching my show for a while and you're in a relationship, you're probably like, why do we have to keep talking about this? Many moons ago, I talked about a schedule that the guides had showed me, guides specifically involved with the protection of soul flame, divine counterparts, soulmate relationships, showing me a schedule, so to speak, of different timelines popping off at certain times when there was going to be a big consciousness raise on the planet, because power couples, divine counterpart couples were coming together for soul mission to begin. And it just feels like an especially potent time between now and the Lion's Gate for these things to be like popping off in different parts of the planet, I guess, because the schedule they showed me was kind of arranged by different geographical locations, and for some reason they can't all like come online at the same time. And so this time period is very important. And Abigail and Dakar are like my most fun. That's how I would want my like divine counterpart relationship to be. They're like the most fun so far of the divine counterparts that I've written about. So what else? The severe storm warning is not so much the point of what needs to come across here. Oh, so what do you want me to say? What else over the next 10 days? It is, in a sense, it's like you've been warned. It's like, watch out in a good way for what's coming for you. And it's not relationships for all of you. It's other things too, because each one of you, if you're a master manifester, like, you're not confused by this message because you know what you're manifesting. If you're a little bit newer to the club, sometimes that can confuse you a little bit, like, what's coming? Oh my God, what, like something unexpected out of the blue is coming that you had never even thought of before. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. You're manifesting what you most need in this now for your highest and best good. Unless it's some sort of weird like thing on your dharma path that has been veiled from your vision, but the guides they're saying this is not that. This is things you know about and you're aware of, and they're starting to pop off now. A lot of playful. What am I hearing? The trash truck. Yeah, so clear your energy of anything that's not serving you. This is none of those things. Like, we put all the lower vibes out with the trash, so to speak. And this has nothing to do with that. This is the good stuff coming up. This is the stuff you've always wanted. This is the relationship you've been dreaming of. This is the partner, the business goals, the career aspirations. For some of you, it's material goods like homes and vehicles and things to make your life more comfortable and easy. And if you've been doing your service work for quite some time, then these are things that are being given to you based on the blessing of like reciprocity for all the service work that you've done. The universe has to pay back in some way. You can't expend and give and not get back in return. So it's time for some of those bigger things now. All right. So that's all. So now they're saying cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around so we can look at the cards on the table and talk about that for a few more minutes. All right, I'm back. I just spent a little bit of time fiddling with the camera. Of course, that's transparent to you, but all right. Now, I want to talk about the next 10 days and see what the cards have to tease out from the book that the book passage that we already read. I lost my drink here. All right, so up on the reading table now, I've got this drawer full of cards. I even found in some of my stuff that came back from my storage, I did actually keep a couple of packs of Doreen's cards. That's a whole long other story. I don't want to go there. As part of a purging process, I threw I had every single one of her decks, and I got rid of them and threw them away. I got rid of them. Maybe I did. And now they're worth like hundreds of dollars each. Who knows? All right, we are going to start with Tarot at the End of the Rainbow, my favorite decks, and we're just going to get a couple of cards. Let me move these guys out of the way. This is the Guild Tarot. This is my deck, Loveland. I showed you all the decks. I'll point out the decks as we use them. Let's just see what's happening, because rainbows are like wishes being granted. Oh my gosh, why is my shoveling just seem so, come on. I don't know, my hand seems kind of slow today. Oh, flipping over cards. All right, so next 10 days. The 9 of Pentacles. Wishes. And the 2 of Wands. Waiting. Wishes and waiting. Oh boy. I set my little, where's my little pointer? I set my little rainbow world down. And I'm over here, I'm like, where's my wishes? And the wishes are definitely being very divinely protected. Look at this dragon. It's just like, no, she seems very confident. She doesn't seem concerned at all about whether these wishes are coming true or not. I mean, there is this energy in the air of like, come on, can you just make a decision already? Move forward already. Like you're stepping through this portal. And these wishes are on the other side of that, waiting to be granted. But she's cool. Look, she's just like hanging out with her dragons. So there's that kind of energy in the air. Like the wishes are there waiting to pop off. They're waiting to go to the 10. But there's this energy of like, you gotta take action. There's some action for some of these. So for some of these, there's some action that has to be taken. I don't know which one. Loveland next. All right. So here we go again with 2 cards. So we have 2 cards out. Let's see where this is leading us. How's that look on the thingamabob? All right. We're in Loveland. This is my deck. I know sometimes my hand just flies forward from the... Make sure I don't kick the tripod. I like to stand for these. Loveland, we got 1 card. Oh, we help. We help. I liked when I drew this only because it seemed very ethereal. Like you can't really see the ships, but they're there. Like here's a ship and it's like, come on, we help. We're helping. There's like helping spirits all around. Peace. There's kind of peace behind her. She's even a starseed friend helping. He's helping. They're like, come on, we help. We help. We help already. Look up to the skies today, star child. Legions of distant family and friends are here to help your work and the planet. You are not alone. There is support. And this is a soul mission card, I think, in a sense, too. Like, you may work on it. Look at that little being. Is it going to focus? Heck, I don't know. Yeah, get it all up in there. I don't know. There. You may be that little being at night up on the ships. Like, I'm part of the helping crew, too. So this is about soul mission. This is about being at peace with what's going on. Every time I draw this, it's kind of like my little, like almost like a little Star Trek thing, like she's on soul mission. So you're not alone, but the interesting thing too is like you're not alone because you have all this support, but at the same time, you are the support as well. You are the soul mission getting going to help bring peace to the planet. So there's this thing over the next 10 days about soul mission work, stepping up to a new level, which is also what we talked about with the story that I shared earlier about the energy clearing. Let's see if we can put her with the energy clearing about the initiations going on to move you to the next level of your soul mission. I like that. What's next? The Gill. All right, Gill Tarot. Next, so soul mission work. So it's not just it's not just relationships, although for some of you, if it does have to do with a soulmate / divine counterpart, soul flame, whatever you want to call it, relationship, then that is the next level of your soul mission, is coming into a partnership, a business partnership with a potential soulmate / whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to call them anymore. This is a Gill Tarot. Let's see what this little deck wants to share about the next 10 days. It's this one right here. Oh, goodness me. Ah, there it is. There's your 10 of Cups. Success. So it's like there's this progression. There's this thing. The wishes are kind of over here. There's this thing of like your step. This also too, I see this for those of us working with the 3 doors on the scavenger hunt for this journey to Lionsgate. I can link that video to this one if you're not familiar with it, but we already opened the second door on 6/6, and we just said earlier that the second door completely kind of opened up for you energetically at this full moon. And so there's like the 2 doors that have already opened. You're stepping through the second door to your wishes being granted, and ultimately it's a success. It's divinely guided. It's divinely orchestrated. It's part of your dharma. It's part of your soul plan. You basically can't avoid it. Even if you have to spend time contemplating and thinking about what you're going to do, even if you're a little nervous about stepping forward, you can't avoid what's happening here. It's all meant to bring you greater joy and happiness and success. Let me just stand up straight because I feel like I've been standing a little crunked over here. I know you can't see me, but it's almost like I'm in a power stance now. So it's almost like you have to build your confidence. There's a lot of yellow in this card too. So things that happen to me physically, sensations and things that I'm doing and things that I'm feeling and sensing and all that during everything that happens during the reading for me could be potentially part of the reading. So as I was reading that card, I was kind of standing kind of like almost like an old man. I had to like stand up and go into like my almost like a mountain pose in yoga, or like a superhero pose. Like I have like a superhero pose. Like I have my hands on my hips, I have my legs kind of grounded, steady, grounded into the earth, confident. I have my superhero cape on, flowing behind me. And it's kind of like, you've got this. You've got this. Ultimately, it's yours. So be confident that it's yours. Be confident that what you seek is seeking you, whatever it is. Let it show up for you. Let yourself be guided. These guides are here to help. They're here to help you. All right, which deck next? All right, Pleiadian Power. All right, so this is my deck. This is also my deck. But how to get to that? So this is Pleiadian Power. Let's see what that one has to say. This one. Oh, like take it easy. Yeah. So more yellow. Like you've got this. Like take it easy. Let's everybody take a deep breath. Let's just do this. This is all we need to think about is love. Like the lovebirds cup that I showed you earlier. Love conquers all. If you have love in your heart, then you can't have fear at the same time. They don't coexist at the exact same time together. So let's take in a breath of love. And let's breathe out love. Let's breathe in love. Let's breathe out love. Let's breathe in love. Let's breathe out love. Success, you've got this. Whatever this is, you've got it. You've got it. And I can say that if you're manifesting a person, like the other person has been manifesting you too, so it's okay. Like all the little details will work themselves out. You don't have to worry about all that. You just have to keep moving forward. Keep trying. And they're having me pull this card. This was up on my own personal altar space this morning. But they just had my higher self works out of my whole being. But like when my hands just start doing things on their own, it usually happens through my right hand. It's just as I talk and grabbing this card, and this came up for me this morning. So keep trying. And I didn't put it in the deck when I shuffled, so maybe it wanted to come out. This is like my strength card. It's not ideal for you to stop. When you are so far ahead right now, the angel said to Melanie, gather your strength and keep moving forward. Keep going. They just keep saying, you've got this. Whatever this is, whatever action, whatever steps you have to take, whatever you need to do, it's okay. Your guides have got you. You've got you. You've got you. You've got you. All right, what's next? A flower therapy card. So I was really excited when I opened up a box, and a plastic baggie was some very special little items. And there was 3 decks inside. So I guess out of all of the decks that I got rid of when I moved from my Lemurian hideaway on the California coast, I kept 3 decks. I was very strange. I kept 3 decks. And one of them was this one. This is Doreen and Robert Reeves' flower therapy deck. I like the gold edges on all their decks. So I'm going to draw a card. They're saying flowers. So we already have yellow roses, which up on the table, we already have yellow roses, which is a symbol of friendship. And this little leaf fell off my plant. This plant has been with me since the beginning of my shaman's death journey back in 2018. This plant was gifted to me. And the leaves look like hearts to me. And I just found probably the dog busting past my plants when she runs to the window, because I have them all by the window. But this leaf was on the ground, and this plant is very, there's a lot of fairy energy in this plant. And it's just been with me on this whole journey. Out of some of the plants that have died, this one has remained through it all. Oh, let's get a flower therapy card. But it got onto this one. Oh, 2. We got 2. Oh, but all right, let's see what we got. We got, the first one we got is, baby's breath. Magnify your intentions. Choose a specific goal to work towards. Your energy is spread out among too many ideas. Please bring your focus back to the key intention and let your angels help. There, look at that. Magnify your intentions. Just choose to work on one goal and make that your primary focus. Over these next 10 days, very important to gather your energy around a specific thing you're trying to manifest. Especially taking the mental body out of the way a little bit. Letting your guides help you with that. And then the other card we got is New Beginnings. Banksia. Look at that yellow phallic symbol. Take this as an opportunity to rise from the ashes, stronger and more determined. That's what energy is available to you over this next, what's always available to you, but especially potent during these next 10 days. You'll notice there's a lot of yellow on the table here. A lot of yellow. Is there anything else you want me to draw? They're saying that is all. Can we get one more card of advice, if anything? All right, so Labyrinth of Dragon Shire. They're gonna let me do one more because I like playing with the cards. Let me just see. So this is my handmade deck. Oh, there's one. It's probably already this one right here, Release Control. But let's just see if there's anything else. That's advice. Oh, okay, well, it just jumped out. Here's what fell on the floor. This is my Three of Swords. Ouch, my achy, breaky heart. It's okay. This is not the same as before. This is the taking out the trash. Whatever you're working towards is going to be new and fresh energy. New and fresh energy. So the last card out is let this moon reveal to you what you need to do. And it's interesting that there's a time on here. Okay, I know where this is going. And this is a 4 too. There was at one point in my life a very significant part of my Dharma that had to be activated or was activating. So it was like the next part of my soul journey. And I didn't know about spirit guides back then, but I was still very psychically tuned in to what was going on within and around me. I didn't really, I knew about angels, but I wasn't consciously on this journey yet. But there was a specific part of my Dharma that was supposed to activate. And the guides gave me a specific, this goes back to these schedules I was talking about earlier. My guides gave me a specific date and a very specific time and a specific place that I had to be to do something. And I knew for weeks in advance, like, okay, on this date, at this time, at this place, I'm supposed to do this thing. And in that case, it was to pick up the phone and make a phone call. And it was a weird off time. Like I think it was like 7:12 Pacific time. I still remember this. And in the days and in the weeks leading up to that time and in the days leading up to that time, I was extremely nervous. I didn't know how to work with my energy at all back then. I wasn't consciously on this journey. This was 2006, I think. And but I knew without a shadow of a doubt that on this date at this time I was supposed to make this phone call. 7:12 p.m. Pacific time. I was actually on the California coast on a business trip, and I was supposed to go to Laguna Beach at 7:12 p.m. Pacific time, and I was supposed to take my cell phone and I was supposed to make this phone call. And I knew it. And for days leading up to it, I was so nervous. I was like so anxious. And it was so funny because I was attending a class on hacking because I was in IT. I was IT project manager. And they had me out there in California at our California office. I was attending a class on IT hacking, which I've talked about this before, I had no experience, but apparently my starseed experience, part of my soul mission up on the ships and stuff is like intergalactic security. And oh my God, so many chills. But I couldn't even barely focus on that class because I knew it was this very important phone call I had to make. And I just couldn't wait for that. The class was really fun, but I couldn't wait for it to be over. I couldn't wait for that day to come. And I tell you, because if you ever doubt like the guidance that you're getting, it was almost like something otherworldly was driving me out to Laguna Beach so I could make it there. I got out of my car, parked my car, got down to the beach, and was walking around. And at 7:12 Pacific time, I dialed that phone number. Oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. I dialed that phone number. And I had no idea. Like, I knew who I was calling, but I didn't know what was going on. Like, why are you having me call this person on this date at this time? And I made the phone call, and the person on the other end of the line said, "It's so funny that you're calling me right now because I'm right here with this person that they didn't say that you need to talk to, but they're like, I'm right here with this person or I was supposed to talk to a particular person, but I didn't know that. And it was kind of being orchestrated through another person. And so at 7:12, I dial, and the person I'm calling is like, oh my God, it's so funny that you called me right now because I'm right here with this person. Here, let me hand the phone to this person and I'll let you talk to them. And then that whole area of my next part of my soul mission just completely opened up with that phone call. Now, if I had doubted, I don't think there's any way I could have not done it. I don't know. Maybe there is. What if I had not made that phone call? What would have happened? I think they would have found another way to do it, but that one had been in the works, like in the ethers for quite some time. And I just felt inextricably drawn. I didn't even question it back then. I was on this spiritual journey and I never questioned the guidance. Now, sometimes I get the guidance and I'm like, is that really meant for me? Do I need to I need to think about it a little bit more? Do I second guess it? Do I need to draw like 50 decks of cards to confirm it? And I remember back then in 2006, I got that message and I had like not a shadow of a doubt that I needed to do that thing. I never questioned it. I was so, you know what it was? I was so intent on that specific goal, back to this magnify your intentions. So that was a master manifester all the time, I guess apparently my whole life. I never had a shadow of a doubt. I wanted that particular thing so badly. I didn't know about law of attraction back then either. I just wanted it so badly. And when Spirit said, show up at this date, at this time, and make this phone call, and your wish will be granted, I just was like, I had no doubt. There was no doubt about whether I would do that or not. I completely showed up. Oh my God, so many chills. I completely trusted and I made that phone call, and that's like the whole thing. Oh, that's when the whole door opened. Now, if that story is not enough to get you to believe that what's coming for you is meant for you, and the guidance you're getting is confirmation that it's meant for you, and that if you're getting any specific guidance around a date and a time to do something, then follow through on that, because it's your wish being granted. That's all I'm going to say. I think that is enough. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here, for all the support of you all in this community, in this family, and for the support of all the guides who continue to show up for us day after day, 7 days a week, 24/7, 365, always here. You're never alone. We help. And I want to thank you so much again. I will see you all again soon in the next episode. Take care.